Tell me when I'm live here.
I mean, you've been live.
All right, so it's May 31st, and we're gonna get an update today on the logging project. It's been kind of a long process, logistically challenging, finding a path and a way to get the logs actually out of the woods. Hey guys, Nadix here. Right off the front end, I wanted to clarify something that I just said. My property specifically is landlocked. So if you picture a bunch of logs laying on the ground, we're gonna have to get semi trucks into the property and off the property carrying these very, very long logs. And so it was a huge challenge getting permission from my neighbor to allow us to take the logs out of his property. And there's a lot of creeks and different embankments that we had to actually create a trail, a road for these big pieces of equipment to come in and pull the logs off. And it was a huge challenge to get to that point. But the footage you're gonna see today is post-trail. So enjoy the video. So we've overcome all those obstacles and challenges, but right now, I don't know if you can hear in the background, maybe not, but there's some logging happening. So there's a clearing back there, haven't really seen it, and we're gonna go see it together for the first time, and we might even do a little cutting. So here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing.
This looks so different than the last time I was out here.
It's all green.
Yeah.
I got like a feeling of like going on, like I've never been on a blind date, but if I had been going on a blind date, I'd be like, what is this other person going to look like? That's kind of how I feel about this food plot we're about to go see. I'm gonna spend a lot of time with this food plot, and I don't know what it looks like. You know what I mean? So there's a big clearing up there. We're starting to see it.
Drive the hill, baby, drive the hill.
I'll be darned.
I'll be darned.
This is bizarre. The first thing that I'm like, first off, it's bigger than I thought it was gonna be. And this is the biggest plot, okay? Well, maybe that's not true, but this is a pretty big area that's cleared out. This one tree here, this is a white oak. I wanted to leave this one white oak because I think someday that's gonna be big, beautiful, and drop a lot of acorns. And there's also another white oak tree down there that I'm hoping that'll drop acorns. So that tree specifically was left on purpose. So in the fall, a lot of these trees are gonna be the ones that are blocking a lot of the sun actually getting into the plot. So you can see some of these hickory trees. I think we're gonna push some of those down, hinge them, just so we can get more sunlight in here, but this is incredible. It really is. Do you remember this point right here? This was the point that...
Oh, that was the middle?
Yeah, this was all not open. This was all straight timber. So I actually haven't met these guys because a different crew's been out here, so we're gonna meet these guys for the first time. So I really don't know how this operation works, like in terms of how many guys they have with each skid. But basically they cut the tree, I know. They cut the top off, and then they have this giant crane that comes in and grabs it, like, I don't know if you can get that or not, but it's just this huge crane that comes in, hydraulically grabs the tree, and then they drive out, and it just pulls the entire log.
Encouraging, not encouraging?
All in?
No, I'm asking you.
Like, how do I feel about this?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think the long-term plan is gonna be executed beautifully, but there's just some things that I'm seeing, like I still wanna have certain trees pushed down to maximize the sunlight getting in here, because it's a lot of work for one guy for me to come in after this was all done and just cut some of these, whereas they can just come in and push them down. So besides that though, I mean, This is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's hard to picture the final product of this being powdery dirt ready to plant, because there's still a lot of work that has to happen. Let's go take a peek up here. All right, guys, so this project just keeps growing and growing and growing. And this specific point in time, originally we had 4 different plots, but now what we're deciding to do, because of some different recommendations from the loggers and different people that have come in the property, we're now deciding to connect plots 3 and 4. So it's quite a big area. Plot 2 is very, very large, as you're seeing, but plots 3 and 4 is now going to be connected. So this is the start of the next plot. And I think that's the biggest one by like overall square footage, but this plot it's much longer. It takes up feels bigger to me in my mind because it's gonna go a lot longer down into the property. It's narrow, long, but all this, it's hard to picture it. It really is hard to picture when you see a forest, but this is like, it's gonna be wide open here in just a few days. I'm having to constantly remind myself, and I knew this is nothing I didn't know, but this is like a 3 to 5 year game right here. Like I want this area, obviously they have to have a trail to come in and get the logs, but this is like, I'm having them cut this hillside heavily because I want it to be a bedding area. I want a lot of sunlight to hit the ground just like it is right here. And in a handful of years, this is gonna be thick, up to your
nips.
Up to your nips. But it's like, it's hard to picture, it's hard to see what is intended down the road. But that's the game. This is a 3 to 5 year game, and I'm in for it. So they're about to pick these up, so see if we can't get a good shot on that. Those right there, those are the black walnut. That's the money. Like you said, the amount of weight, I mean, that's easily what? A couple thousand pounds. And that thing just whoosh. And that's something I didn't know too until they take the entire length of the tree. They don't section it out here. They'll skid them in a big clearing, which is way over yonder. But yeah, they just grab the whole length of the tree, so it could be 30, 40, 50 foot. Unbelievable. Howdy. How are you guys? I'm Nate. Nice to meet you. Yeah. All right, so quick update. Just officially met the logging crew, really good dudes. Down to earth logging out of Michigan. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna clearly mark the outline of some of these plots. Obviously this one's basically done, the big one that you guys have seen, but this, it's hard to picture, but this right behind me here is about to be a giant field. So we're just gonna go in and I'm gonna mark exactly where I want the perimeters to be, and they're gonna come in and start knocking it out. And yeah, we're gonna get some uptight footage and show you guys kind of what this process looks like. So here we go.
I came down from Kentucky, a place called Freezer Creek. That cornbread and buttermilk was all I had to eat.
Yeah.
I have served my country, worked for Uncle Sam, but cornbread and buttermilk made me what I am.
Hey guys, I just wanted to quickly say again how important I really think it is that you have an open line of communication with all parties throughout the entire logging process. It just made it so much easier. They are knowing exactly what your expectations are, and it just makes you feel good. It gives you less stress during this process. And you know, it was fun kind of talking with these guys because these guys are cutting trees all day, every day. They're professionals, and there's technique to everything they're doing. And we were learning a lot. We were just, shooting the breeze with them, trying to understand who they were, and it was just really interesting to see how they go to work every day. That's a good tree, isn't it? Yeah. It's a good money tree.
Yeah.
Did you see this? I was in here cutting trees thinking I was gonna clear the plot up there, and I got into it, 4 weeks, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. And I've never been trained, but I guess I've watched enough to know what's dangerous. But I was really careful. You know what I mean? I don't really know what I'm doing.
It's dangerous.
All right, guys, so that's kind of a wrap on this episode. We got a lot done. Obviously, you can see there's just a huge clearing back here. This is the biggest plot. You might be able to hear them cutting in the background. That plot, I think, is gonna probably be the next episode where we show you kind of what's happening over there. Big tree just hit the ground. But it's just exciting. This is a really cool time where you can see immediately kind of the results of the work and the fruits of the labor. So you got to picture this all cleared out. I mean, it's gonna be beautiful. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We got some cool shots today. Catch you on the next one. See ya.